Hello, everyone. Greetings from Istanbul, Turkey. My name is Ayşe Aslı Başak, and I am the port captain of Midship Group, Istanbul Division. And today I will be participating to Maritime SheEO conference on behalf of myself, and I will be explaining some of my history, some of my story, and through my shipping career and how I became a port captain. Many thanks to Sanjam for inviting me to this amazing Maritime SheEO conference, and I hope you will be enjoying this session today. Well, through all my titles like the NGO leader, social entrepreneur, as a finalist, and getting some awards through my shipping career as being top of 10 women to watch in shipping, and as an enthusiastic speaker, I hope you are feeling this enthusiasm in my speaking. And so at the end of the day, my profession is being a port captain and handling vessels operations, more than 50 vessels operations at a time in a ship brokerage company. And today I will be explaining you and my story and where my story starts since my childhood. On the screen, you are seeing that my hometown, which is Aksas, Çanakkale, Turkey, which is a small town, fishing town actually. And I was grown up in a city near to seaside and near to Dardanelles Strait, where the ships were passing through in every time. And my whole childhood was full of stories with we are going fishing with my parents, my dad, and my mom together, and we are sailing in our fishing boat, and we are having difficulties on having bad weathers, and we are encountering bad weathers, and we are fighting against all this. And it's all my childhood is full of some stories on that. Actually, in the high school, I was a member of Maritime Club but our high school was not related with the maritime. So I became, and then after, at the end of my high school year, on my last year at high school, I became one of the presidents of Maritime Club. So I was surprised because I was very keen on sailing. I was keen on scuba diving, fishing, and everything about the sea. But I was not thinking about that. It was my profession. It would become my profession. And somehow, after getting the university exam degree, I have decided to become a sailor. But my profession, the only profession, was from the Istanbul Technical University Maritime Faculty. But when I first consulted to my father and my mother as first in this small town, as you can see on the screen, in the small town, I became like that. Yes, I love sea. I love being at sea, and I want to become an engineer also. And then after I told that, yes, and also Istanbul Technical University is one of the best universities in Turkey, and so why I shouldn't become a maritime engineer? So that is why I have decided to become a maritime transport engineer in this small town near Çanakkale, near Dardanelles Strait. And I didn't know that my whole life would be changed forever. But you know, at the first year in my university degree, it was not so much going like as I expected. So you see now Lianyungang, China, and I was in Aksas, Çanakkale, Turkey, and the things to change to Lianyungang, China, how my journey became to here like that. At the first year in my university, we had to complete 3 years cadetship period. And I was the only one who chose who chose a cadetship carrier on bulk carrier vessels. And I was the only one in my maritime student, in between all maritime students in my college. I was the only one who went from Turkey to China by passing Indian Ocean and in Singapore and through Singapore and arrived to China. So my journey has started like that. I didn't know that. I didn't expect that to become to be involved in too much to see. But my journey was full of adventures. And in my first voyage from Turkey to China, after that we went from China to Australia. So it was a huge experience for me because I was only 18 years old and when I was first cadetship on board. So it was a huge experience for me after completing 3 months voyage. But, you know, it was always full of difficulties. It was full of challenges. It was full of, you know, being alone at sea. And I was the only one lady on board on a Supramax bulk carrier vessel. I didn't know anything about maritime profession, but I remember from one of my masters, my first master told me that because I was getting seasick while we were sailing through the Indian Ocean. I was getting seasick. It was my first time. And he suggested me that you should stand on your own feet, even if you will vomit. So you need to stand on your own feet on the bridge. And then after you will get used to how being at sea. So after listening him and after his vision to me, and I have decided to dedicate myself to my job with my all health, with my all skills. And here I was a cadet I stayed on this vessel, motor vessel Sebihan. I stayed on this vessel more than 9 months, and it was my first ship. And I'm in Saudi Arabia on this photo. And it was my last cadetship on board, and I was about to become a safety officer soon after getting my exam. And I can say that it was, you know, visiting in different ports and being a lady on board, being a woman on board, and everybody is staring at sea. It is like that. Everybody is staring at sea while you need to do your job very well. And so in my all cadetship period, I worked as an able seaman on board to earn my own salary because my family needed this. And that is why I accepted company's offer as working as an able seaman. And then after 6 months period in my second cadetship, and I promoted to be a radio officer on board, and my salary also increased, but I also completed my cadetship period. It was a very good opportunity for me and to also support my family. I'm just explaining all these kind of stories to you because I know that you also face the same situation in your life, and you are also maybe someone's, and you are also in the same position with me. You need to support your family, and at the same time you are completing maritime college with a good degree, and at the same time you are completing your cadetship on board without any kind of problem because you are a woman. Because you know that if you have any problem about being a woman on board, you know that afterwards that company won't be offering any job to women in the future. And I know the mentalities of Turkish companies, but my company, I was the first female cadet in my company, and then after I can say that luckily afterwards they started to work with other ladies too. It is very good impact for me that to give the good impact to the company that. And, you know, as I said that I was the able seaman and in my old cadetship period, the cadetship is really important because everything that you learn at sea is that you will use all these kind of skills and knowledge you will use when you are going on board as an officer. Because I remember that even if you are alone in the bridge, even if you are alone in the maneuvering of the vessel, but I know that how much difficulties you are encountering on board in your first years, in your first voyage. It means that you are getting ready for the all kind of difficulties in your maritime profession for the future. The first picture in yellow, you will see that I was in China again, and it was about, you know, it was about 1 degree, and the right side you will see that it was -10 degree. I'm a Mediterranean person, and so I grew up in a very summer season country, you know, near the seaside, and with the sun is always up, and so I'm not used to this. But I dedicated myself to this job, and to emphasize that, just to be involved that, and just to make them aware that yes, I'm a woman, but I have enough power for doing my job. And encountering 10 B-forts, and encountering storms, and encountering ice, and so everything is just preparing you for being a good officer, and to make your families, to make your parents proud on you. I'm very emotional on this, because in my family life, we also had encountered a lot of difficulties in also health side, my mom's health, and also my father's job. And I needed to support them. And, you know, when they in the right corner, you will see my parents. And it is very important for me to make them proud in every kind of stuff that I have done so far. And I graduated from Istanbul Technical University as being the second degree of the faculty. And it was so nice to see their faces in every side of this career journey. And, you know, I'm also a person like that. I love networking everywhere. And I made good relations in every port. And my suggestion to young people, and just enjoy all the side of your journey, even you're on board, even you're ashore. And then after I started to work as a second officer, and third officer first, and then second officer. And then after I worked till I being a chief officer. However, life has changed everything. While I was thinking to command my own ship as a master, life has told me that, hey, stop making plans, because you have a cyst in your abdomen and about to blow up. And when I was on board, and I stayed, and I was just sailing. I was in the maneuvering in of Oman port, Sohar port, and we were sailing to Kuwait port. And I suddenly fainted on board, and then after I don't remember anything, because I opened my eyes in a hospital in Fujairah. And then after I stayed there 10 days for my treatment. And then after I got a surgery, and you know, even if you are making good plans, even if you are making good dreams, you have a lot of dreams about your career. Just you need to make yourself having a plan B, because you know we need to be healthy if we want to work on board forever. But this is very important, especially for a human's body. And because maritime job, in some kind of aspects, maritime job is not so much suitable for humans' body. If you are working over hours, if you are working in different countries, especially, because I was sailing through India, I was sailing through South Africa to China and so on. I was changing all the climates, and so these affected my body. I had some health issues, and then after I needed to quit working at sea due to my health issues. Anyway, you know, it is like the, it is what it is like that I'm not escaping from ships. But life has changed my career route to another side, and I will explain all this kind of stuff to you. And I got a job offer from the maritime company that I work on their ships, and they told me that why don't you attend us in our shore-based office as a safety superintendent? Because I was very keen on researching, making research and writing articles. And I was a quite academic person also, and with my college degree as well. And I also needed to take treatments for 1 year. I was going to hospital, I needed to take my treatment, and I accepted their offer. I remember that I was sick and my father was bringing me to the shore office of the company every day, every morning, waking up every morning. And then after we were going to hospital again to getting the treatment. But it was a good motivation for me as well, because my company and my managers, they were always supporting me that I need to be healthy, I need to become healthy. With the motivation of my job. And I remember that I always wanted to go back to sea. I cried every day. I remember that I cried every day because I knew that I cannot go on board right now because of my health issues until I get my treatment, until being better, till feeling better. But you know, it's all kind of the limitations, and then after I changed my career to another kind of side, another side of the career. After working safety superintendent, I promoted to being an ISM and training manager in that company, but I was very young. I was only 25 years old that I was promoted to being an ISM and training manager of handling 6 bulk carrier ships safety management. But at the same time, I just promised to myself that I will protect my academic side as well. And then after I completed my master's degree in international trade and logistics management, because I knew that my abilities will be restricted in technical side. And it was also very, very difficult for other maritime companies to get the promotions as a lady. And then after, somehow life has changed my career to become a port captain, and how I will explain. I got a job offer in Turkey from a United States company and in my current position, but it was a brokerage company, and I was only focusing to be handling vessels operations. After 3 years of changing my job in this company and getting in this company, my boss asked me that, do you go to on board? I told why. And he told me that you need to supervise loading operations and perform draft surveys. Can you do it? I said, of course I can do it because it's my job. And so I can do it, of course. And then after, it has been 5 years that from now on, I have been working as for only the one port captain of whole midship group, and providing all my technical knowledge in every loading and discharging operations, as mostly scrap cargoes, steel scrap cargoes. My profession, always dedicated to bulk carrier vessels. So I'm not so much related to tanker ships or container ships, but bulk carrier is very exciting area for me. I don't know that I like being dirty maybe. And so I don't know that, but I love be smelling that dust. For example, the scrap dust in the ports and scrap loading and attending scrap loading. Even in European ports right now, everybody's staring at me that, oh, okay, so are you on board as a port captain? Really? A Turkish port captain? How it can be possible in a female port captain? It is always possible, guys. It is always possible in every side of your career if you believe. But I worked a lot. Even if I remember that I was so excited when I first get on board as a port captain in my first shipment, in my first loading operation. I remember that I was carrying the books and I was carrying I was investigating every trick of draft surveys and every trick of BL quantities, bill of lading quantities, and so on. So it was a very good, I just never stopped learning, even if I was at sea, even if I was ashore. And here is the result for me, because afterwards, through my 5 years period, I attended many kind of conferences. I got many awards and many awards, and I attended also the IMO's conference in September, end of September this year. It is a very huge thing for me as being one of the first female port captains in Turkey, because normally for being a port captain and for being a surveyor, you need to be master. Everybody knows that. But in my position, I'm a certified auditor and I'm a certified marine surveyor, and it is kind of difficult. It is kind of different than being a tanker harbor master or being a tanker supercargo, because our cargoes are different than the other kind of liquid stuff. And so you are going into halt and you are climbing the ladders and you are there and you are just managing and you are calculating all the measurement and all the loading operations, for the vessels. And so I attended many kind of conferences, and I attended many kind of different kind of studies, and I completed some studies also in academic side in my shipping innovation and shipping management, shipping investment, and so on. And also I'm a social entrepreneur with Seafarers, where we are voluntarily mentoring young female cadets who are working at sea or ashore. And also this year, we have changed our mentality that we are just welcoming everyone, not only female cadets, and also welcoming all kind of genders and young female talents, and who are volunteer at sea and who are volunteer to work ashore. It doesn't matter. We are just trying to become mentors and for their careers. I'm 31 years old right now, and I have more than 10 years professional career at sea and ashore after my college period. And, I was young to start everything, and I was young to become the first port captain of Turkey. And I was young to become one of the youngest cadets. And I was young to become one of the youngest board members in maritime associations in Turkey. But through this journey, I can say that I never quitted. Yes, it is like that. I was always thinking about business. I was always focused on my career. But the most important part is I get motivated of being at sea. And for the last 5 years also, I become an off-road driver with my 4x4 car. And so it is, I love being at sea. I never quitted being up at sea. Even I'm ashore right now, and even I'm based in a shore-based carrier. I never quitted and being dedicated at sea and being at the helm. And it is very important for me because, you know, it is like the passion for me. The sea is like a passion for me. And when I return to my small hometown in Çanakkale, Turkey, you can see that how I love being at sea. And I just would like to also emphasize the importance of women seafarers in Turkey, because I was not only the one, and I was not only the first one, because we also have the first female masters, the first female pilots, maritime pilots, and the first female marine engineers in Turkey. And they are having very much successful careers at sea and ashore. So I'm so proud to see the women's power in Turkey. It is just like the history. It was just like the history. It was just like the empowerment. It was just like the development. And so we were not the first, but I know that we will not be the last. So this is the main important, to become together and to empower everybody in your industry. And for summarizing my daily job, now I'm for the last 2 years, almost 2 years, I have been working in my home office and managing my ships in my home, because the problem is that about the COVID situation affected everything. And so that is why I now appoint local port captains and instruct them, and even I make them video calls and in live interactions. And so, you know, it is just, our job is also transforming, and it's very good to see that. But I think that I will be starting over the travels after the COVID-19 situations and getting better. And I will start to visit vessels as well. Normally, I'm visiting the vessels in French, Belgium, and most of the European ports, and also ports in Turkey. But you know, the travel restrictions have changed all the job descriptions. So we are just trying to be adapted. It is very good to see the transformation of the job as well. And you know, it is, I might this screen is, you are seeing that it is published in IMO's page, and I'm very glad to be participating in Women in Maritime IMO's gender program on behalf of Turkey. You know, I have some tips for you right now. I hope that my history is inspiring for you. And I have some tips for you. There is no wind can help to a ship without a route. Even if you are at sea, even if you are ashore, just find a route. Just find a plan B, plan C, plan D. We have all the 29 letters in the alphabet, and so it's not impossible. Yes, and just take care of your health, even if you're at sea, even if you're ashore. Just take care of yourself. And please, my motivational words, and this is the motivational word of my life from Mark Twain. I love Mark Twain a lot, and when I see a sailing and when I see the thing about the sea, I just, you know, became happy. I would like to share it with you. 20 years from now on, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones that you did do. So through of the bold lines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails. So I wish you to catch the real trade winds in your sails, in your whole career journey. And also, I have a question for you. Just think about that. What is the sea with one word? What is the meaning of the sea with one word? If I can give an example from myself, the sea is freedom for me. Even if I pursue a career at sea, even if I pursue a career ashore, it does not matter. Because when I look at sea, I feel the real passion in my heart. I feel the excitement in my heart. So just ask yourself that, what is the meaning of sea in my heart? Thank you.